What if the real villain is not the man covered in tattoos, but the one wearing a perfect suit? Maya didn't notice when her life turned into a fairy tale with sharp edges, but it did. After Claire's birthday party, two men began orbiting her world. One came from the streets, one came from marble floors, and both wanted her heart. Rocky Joe stopped leaning against corners like a threat. Instead, he started showing up differently, with fresh bread tucked under his arm, with a school notebook when he overheard her sister needed one, with quiet footsteps beside her on dark streets. And one night, under a flickering streetlight, Maya finally asked him, "Why do you care so much?" For once, Rocky Joe didn't smirk. He didn't flirt. He didn't act tough. "My father used to beat my mother," he said quietly. "Beat us too. We ran when I was 13. The street suddenly felt smaller. "The streets raised me," he continued. "I became what I had to become." And in that moment, Maya didn't see a gangster. She saw a little boy who never got rescued, and something dangerous bloomed inside her. Not fear, understanding. She started noticing the softness behind his roughness. The way he slowed his steps to match hers. The way his voice lowered when speaking about her sisters. And slowly, Maya began to feel. But fairy tales rarely come without a rival. Frank began visiting Claire more often, always polite, always composed, always watching. He offered Maya rides home, spoke gently about her future, promised comfort without struggle. "You deserve more," he would say. And the words were tempting, not because she loved him, but because she was tired. Then one evening, Frank saw something he wasn't prepared for. Maya laughing with Rocky Joe under a streetlight. Jealousy doesn't shout, it whispers, and something dark moved behind Frank's calm eyes. Days later, the neighborhood exploded with sirens. Police lights painted the night red and blue. Rocky Joe was arrested. Drugs found in an abandoned warehouse. The whispers spread fast. I knew he'd end up like this. Maya felt her heart drop, but something didn't add up. He had been with her that evening. He couldn't have been there. And then she overheard something at Claire's house. Frank, on the phone. "Yes," he said smoothly. "Make sure he doesn't come back. I don't want him near her again." Near her. Not near crime. Near her. That was the moment the fairy tale cracked. Frank hadn't protected her. He had eliminated competition. That evening, when Frank arrived with flowers, Maya was waiting. "I know," she said softly. His perfect mask flickered. "You deserve better than a criminal," he replied. "So you made him one?" she asked. Silence. And silence can be the loudest confession. Frank didn't want to love her. He wanted to own her. Meanwhile, Rocky Joe sat in a cold holding cell. And through quiet conversations, Maya learned something else. He had been trying to leave the business, trying to walk away for her. The warehouse wasn't his. The raid wasn't coincidence. It was strategy. And suddenly the tattoos looked less like rebellion and more like survival scars. One evening, Maya stood outside the police station. The sky painted in soft twilight colors. Frank's car pulled up behind her. "You'll regret choosing him," he said calmly. Maya didn't turn around. "I already regret trusting the wrong person." At that moment, Rocky Joe was escorted outside briefly. Their eyes met. No dramatic music, no fireworks, just silent understanding. And for the first time, Maya realized something powerful. Love isn't about who can give you the world. It's about who is willing to change theirs for you. But here is where the story truly turns. Is Rocky Joe strong enough to change, or will his past drag Maya into a storm she cannot survive? And what will Frank do now that rejection has bruised his pride? Because sometimes in fairy tales, the prince becomes the villain, and the villain tries to become the hero. If this chapter moved you, follow, like, and comment where you're watching from. Should Maya fight for Rocky Joe or walk away from both men?